Yirושלמי zegt de meisje dat je het gestern mee bezig is, niet zoals Gitter was er maar Yirושלמי is het over. Yirושלמי bij mij is yes, the food shleima. Basically, we spoke yesterday Yitchesam is based on the question of Amanas. Amalei Amanas shoichel teinem. The Mishnah states Amanas shoichel teinem. Let's go back a minute to the Mishnah. Amid Aleph, Yitchesam and Aleph. Hasoich, right in the middle, Mishnah Zion. Hasoich is a poil. Liktsa is beteinim. You hired a worker to cut off the teinim, the figs. Amalei Amanas shoichel teinem. To oichel the pot. He said, on the condition that you're going to give me permission to eat from the teinim, I will work for you by cutting off the teinim. Okay, so to fake the Gemara, what's the Amanas? He has an ethic to do it because the Torah says you cannot stop him preventing the law in the Torah from doing it. So fake the Gemara, Amalei Amanas shoichel, and Yudchesam Beis, Lo Amalei Amanas, Afilu Shlo Amanas. Even if you told him Amanas, and it looks like then, if he says Amanas, that he's making a Mekach, and a Mekach should be Kvei L'Maisa. So the Gemara, Afa Piken, even though he said Amanas, it's not a Mekach, and we say the Torah was Mechayiv him, the Torah is Mechayiv you, that's not called Mekach, and Mela, you could eat it outright. So there's a couple of different ways how to learn Pshat in the Gemara. Let's just see the Pnei Moshe first. The Pnei Moshe, the Chenu Tzricha Shafilu Amalei Amanas, on the right side in the narrow column. Umirzik Tanai. It looks like he made a deal with him, a condition, a Tanai in the employment agreement. He said, "I'm going to work if you let me eat." So it looks like a Tanai, but it's really not because he has the right to do it anyway. It looks like Minator, you can eat Minator. It looks like from the Pnei Moshe, it's only a Ma'asayim the Kishayla. So Chiddush, even though it looks like it. I mean, it's dealing here with Mises. What's Mises? There's no Ma'asayim in the Mises. I'm not sure exactly what the happening would be according to the Pnei Moshe. What does it say though in Minafulda? Afilu in the wide lines on top, well, 3 lines on top. Afilu Shalei Amanas. He's saying here that the Chiddush is, even if he doesn't say Almanas, I feel the Shalei Almanas. He did make a condition with him, so you think it's a Mekach. Why? Because you can't make a Mekach on something which the Torah is giving it to you, and it's mine. You're telling me what's mine? You can't tell me what's mine. It's mine. I'm allowed to eat it. So it says Mekach. Now, business like the Mafulda, what's the Chiddush? That's the Chiddush. It's partial that it doesn't work. It's like the Rasirila, Afilu Shaloy Amanas, Akim, Zichloi Torah, Matzach Tonight. What do you need tonight? So he's giving it to you. What's happening about tonight? Afilu Amalei Amanas, the have a Mekach, then it would be a Mekach. Look at the Rasirila. Afilu Ochi, Achas Shori, V'sosneloi Tana Kevihuda. That's the Chiddush. But look here in the Goyin on the right side first. Let's take Sabiat Beis. Afile towards the middle. Afile Shlei Amanas. Afile Beloy Tanai. Oyoich Minatoyre. He's Minatoyre. Afile without it tonight. So Shred is going. What do you mean? Of course he eats without it tonight. You need a tonight to tell me the Torah is allowed to eat. He's allowed to eat because the Torah says Poyel is allowed to eat. In the Sabiat Beis he says in Aleph. I'm sorry, left side. Even though he's eating, because he has a tanai befetish, will have a kemeka biyitvel, and then it should become tevel. But mekach makes it for tevel. It's kaveh ma'isa. After pikein loy tova. We say it's not tevel. Why? Even the be'emes had tanai bechinam. Be'emes the tanai is bechinam. That's the pshat. But the question is, okay. What's the havman to say faket? Okay, so this is a shreya. So what do you want to say? You want to say the other day that the chiddush should do every time when a poil gives him to eat, when a poil eats from the chayre belongs to the balabais, and now that he's saying he makes it tonight, So now it belongs now to the poil, because that he didn't have before. So this now is really contributing to the geschäft. What does it contribute? Now it belongs to the poil. The poil can do what he wants with it. Give it to his kids. It's an aina. So there, it should be kaveya for Maisa, because it's really an acquisition now. A kaip's the kind of payers. Before it's not his, you just eat him in the balabais. I was like, maybe we'll do an shot. So have a look here, boy. So take a look here in Moedik, Hafla Befel, the Loshan Rambam here. Hope you can see it on the screen here. So in Perik Yud Beis, Hilchas Chidas, Halach Aleph. Hapoyalim shehem oisim bedova shegedulim in oretz. The Gemara Vayta will say here, the Gemara here Vayta, it has to be gedulim in oretz. Vadayin lo nigman malachton, because that's also you learn out the Gemara. You have fusta for that. It's not nigman malachton. The thing that he's working, bein betolish, bein mechuba, v'yima seim gumidas hamalocha. What these people are doing, the poil, the workers are making a gemar malacha. Hooray! Then those conditions, in other words, it's the conditions when you have to give the poil permission to eat. It's not always. It has to be these conditions that the Rambam just enumerated here. The Gemara Yafus of it is. Hooray! Listen to this though. Hooray al bal habayis mitzvah. Shieniach oison lechel mima shein oison boy. The Baal Habayis has the mitzvah, this mitzvah, that you have to let the Poyalim eat, and there's a lav in the Torah. There's two lav in the Torah talks about this. That you now take it away from them. He allows them to eat. Shieniach oison lechel mima shein oison boy. Not the pshat is he gives it to them. He doesn't give it to them. He says he allows them to eat from what they eat. Shenema kisava b'kerem yacha. Uksiv kisava b'komes yacha m'pi yeshmu lamdu shena kosa medaber ela b'sochir v'chi'ilu lo yisachu mi'hitu shiyova b'kerem yayu b'komes shaloi shlamidaita l'kachu oime kisava l'rishus b'aylim l'avoida teicha. But the dogish that I'm seeing over here is, maybe I'm biased, but anyway, that he's sheniach oisen lechel mima shein oisen. But not the pshat is he gives it to them. You could learn pshat over here. Well, the Rambam zugen that he gives it to them. He gives them the payers. You have payers. You work on the payers. Comes lunchtime. Now that the payers eat from the payers. You don't want to eat it. You want to take it home. Whatever you want to do. I have to allow you access to these payers. They're yours. No, you don't have the right to do. You have a right to eat the payers and the balabayas. But it's not yours. Mamish the Loshen HaRambam. Sheni chois lechem ma she'ein oisen. This steht da in der Rambam. Mechaber doesn't say it. The Mechaber usually goes with the Loshen HaRambam. The Mechaber in Shin Lamed Gimel, he changes the Loshen, and he says. He takes out the words in mitzvah shieniach oisa lechel. He writes only oichem mimasha oisa. He's allowed to eat from masha oisa, but this that shieniach oisa lechel, he allows him to eat from this that it belongs to the balabai, the sheitnish. So it could be from the it could be taka. He learned differently the mechaber. It could be he learned taka that belongs to the balabais. The chinuch in the mitzvah tuf kuf ayin vov. Also doesn't say the Lashon HaRambam, leaves out the Lashon HaRambam. All these Bali, the Rishonim, all will usually go out with the Lashon HaRambam. But here they change the Lashon. The Meniach Lechel doesn't say the Meniach Lechel. The Minchas Chinuch has the following question. What happens if the Balabayas is Muda Hanoah from the Poil? How the Shach should be Muda Hanoah from the Poil? He works for him. He's Muda Hanoah from the Paris. He works for the Balabayas. Balabayas pays him, but he's Muda Hanoah from the Paris. So he writes like this: that's not an issue to give him the Paris to eat now. Why? Because he gets the Paris not from the Balabayas. He gets it from the Atoyre Kneiloi, from the Shemaim Kneiloi. These Paris that he gets to eat, that he's allowed to eat from the Paris for lunch and for supper and breakfast, he's allowed to eat it. Even though he's Muda Hanoah, that's not coming from the Balabais. The Minchas Chinuch says this about Davar Poshet. Now this is very interesting because if you learn Pshat that these payers are coming from the Balabais is giving him the payers. Not only is he letting him eat from his payers, he's actually giving him the payers. So if he's giving him the payers with the Tanai, he makes it Tanai adding on to what he has minat Torah, he has to let him eat from the payers, and the payers belong to the balabais. And now when he made it tonight, the Poil makes it tonight with the balabais, that I want to have the payers to be mine, so I can do what I want with it. If he's a mudanah from the payers, then he can't do it because mudanah. But if the pshat is no, he only gets from the balabais the reshus to eat the payers, you don't have the reshus to actually take the payers, then the mudanah is not allowed to do it. Then tell us nishma. I don't need. We don't need that. Thank you. Okay, so this is a moedik and afgemina. This is a moedik and afgemina. How you learn pshat? And the Minchas Chilul understood it that he's saying that these payers are not coming for the balabais, unless of course you make it tonight. If you make it tonight, then if he's a mudah, no, it wouldn't work. So this question that we're posing here, what is this thing with the tonight? The tonight gives him a din that he has the extra payers. That would be enough committed by mudah no. And the Minchas Chilul is not talking about mudah no. He's talking Stam in the Shada in the Chinuch. So this, I think, would revolve around this particular Shada. But Al Kaponim, it seems to me, I don't know what the Olam says about this, but it seems to me that the Rambam went out of his way to say, "Sheiniach oisel lechem ima shein oisim boy." What do you have to add all the sentence? The whole sentence is ibrik. So he wants to tell you, he lets you eat ima shein oisim boy. He lets you eat. What do you mean meniach? If he has to give it to him, he's nice in them. He's not meniach. He's not meniach that they should eat from his. Meniach, he's letting them eat from his. If it was shot as like trumas and maises, he gives them the trumas and maises. Trumas and maises, they're not eating from his. Where's the Amud? It's on the screen. If you see the screen, it's Perek Yud Beis. Put the cursor right here. Alocha Aleph. Can you see the cursor? Mitzvah sheiniach oison leechel mima shehein oison boy. Is that us? That's the mitzvah. He allows them, not he gives it to them, he allows them to eat for what they're doing. Allah says them. But whose is it? It's his. If it would be the pshat like Trumas and Mises, he has to give it to them. It's part of the wages. You give them wages, they get $25 an hour, plus he gives them lunch money. So you would say like this, he knows them as a knows them, pays to eat. No, that's not what it says. It says here that he lets them eat from his. It's bleib sein. This is the pshat. Okay. Vamos sehen die mal weiter. Tamon Teninon, in the middle of the Yomit. This is a Braise. Hoye oise biyodov. Now, so the Gemara here is very interesting because the Gemara is medame the din of like sachsim shoy b'dishoy to the din of Schiras Pa'alim that he allowed them to eat. Now, he makes off over here. I don't know who this is, but the article here, if you look at note 13 on the left side, the third paragraph. The name shall play with Shel Shor, ain't Kshura Klab was that. He was learning out of Yafusa. It doesn't say exactly the Yafusa, check the Shkla and the Gemara what this is, but you'll see here that the din of Lysachin Shor B'dishoy, the din of Schiras Pa'alim that you have to allow them to eat from the B'shas when they're working. The Gemara is medam azel. So fake they do. Shalei b'shor who is shel al bala shor lasem es hashor. The thing is lasem shor b'disha. The lav netoya. You're not allowed to close the mouth of the animal when it's making the disha. Vein kan schus memoinis momenis l'shor lecha b'peish shadosh. There's not a schir. He has a schir in the momenis that he has to be able to eat from the peish. The baby has a schia. The baby has no rights. The baby has no rights. It is for you to make a chasim in the baby when the baby is. Here by Leisachim, by the din, by the poil. The poil. Second over here by some minutes. Yeah, but the poil has the schus mominis that he's permitted to eat from what he's working on. That's a mominis the schus. What was the midam as there? It's in his to take the animal and close up his mouth. This is a say to that. That's a fake to do. Oh yeah, that's a shtakatayna. Sheposik, Yilu b'poyel hu din moimi, shezakei ha'poyel lechem me'apeis shoyse ben. Omnam be'emes gam b'isach hasim shor yesh sad moment. See what he says. He wants to tie that in the shor there's also a sad moment. What does that mean? Sheposik mitdaber bein b'shor shaloi bein b'shor hasoichem mechavedim. I'll do it even it's not your shor to close up the mouth. U'mikra achin yesh mavad isach hasim. The Baal HaShor has rights that the Shor is allowed to eat, so maybe he's doichik to that. But he has a problem here because what's up this thing, the poil with the Shor is two things. The poil has a right that he's allowed to eat from it. The Shor was rights, the Shor has rights. So he wants to tie the Sachon Shor B'disha is going on the Baal HaShor. The Baal HaShor has rights. Yes? She'posik b'nam ben b'shor shelo ben b'shor shelo tzayim v'chaveirei. Yesh mavad issa chasim gam chiv moini kape b'al hashor. Also the issa v'chasima is the issa to make the chasima. There's a psegazel the gedin over here from the Baal HaShor. Shemechuyev laniach l'shor lechem mishas melachta. Says Rav Sirila. I didn't find it in Rav Sirila in the Chon Shkutrofen. I looked at in the Gilyonis of the Chazon Ish, Ben Chaim Alevi, Chavz Gekik, about the Chon Shkutrofen. But Akapom, the shtel is a very good shtel. The shtel, then he's asking. That's two different things. Here it's an Issa, and here it's Choshen Mishpat. When you get to the poil, it's a Choshen Mishpat question. You have a Choshen Mishpat, you have to give the shor, you have to give the poil rights to eat. So that's Choshen Mishpat. And this an Issa be of the Garbalik, an Issa to be hoisting the Piyah shor. That's right under the Zachem. So what is the Gemara saying over here? Yeah, you have a Fusa. What's the Fusa? Take a look at the Gemara. The Gemara says like this. Oisa biyodov. Oisa biyodov. His work, the poil, was b'yadayim. Not he didn't work with his feet. Beraglov avaloi biyodov. I feel like seifoi harei zeyochel. Was not exactly the same. I would think like Sachon Shor B'disha B'svay Shor is talking about beraglov, and if it's not beraglov, that's what everybody say. If this poil is not working beraglov, the work that he has is dealing with his hands, not with his feet. I would think that maybe he's not allowed to eat. Kamash Vilon, he could also eat. No matter how the work was. It doesn't have to be dafka like the shor. Tani came biyodoi oigid. Let's say his work was biyodoi oigid, he was making bundles with his hand. But Agalo Masmith is making something with his, pushing something with his feet. I feel like Seifoi, Toim. That's the first time. Actually, it has to be the same. If it's not biyoda, it's not doing to Nachsim Shor B'disha. Like the Gemara says, you learn out in Malkus. There's a lot of things to learn out from Nachsim Shor B'disha. The Gemara here, according to the B'yosef Yehuda, is learning out from there that the poil Tav Zayin the Zelba V'disha. Even though the Choy is saying under Zachem, but the Gemara has a Smichas Akror. And the Mefarshim here are busy trying to find where is there such a Gemara like this? It has to be done. By Dayish, who says Dayish? Dayish from the shore. Af kol dovish, who oise biyod the beragla begufa, also by those, by a poil. That's how the Zelbas are. Dayish, my Dayish, by Sachshim Shor B'disha, Miyuchut Shehu B'tolish. You're talking about doing things B'tolish. Because the behemoth is eating from something which is betolish, not eating from mechuba. Afkol shu betolish. Same thing when the poil is working, the things that you have to let him eat. It's talking that's tolish, not mechuba. Yotza menachish b'shumav b'tzolim, mesamach b'gafanim. These are arbiters that he's doing with the dates and with the grapes. V'oid the tachas hazeisim. This is mechuba kaka. It's a dayish. Starts on as every dayish, but l'chsima my dayish miyuchot shegdulim min haaretz. Afkol shegdulim min haaretz. So it has to be, not only it has to be a dober atolish, it has to be something which you do in orders, yotze achoylev, megavim, mechabes, these are things to do with the milk and the cheeses. Daish, my daish, miyuchu, dober, shaloi, nigma, melachtai. It's not nigma, it's in the middle of the daish, you're making now the cherisha first, you're doing the plowing. Afkol dober, shu, nigma, shaloi, nigma, melachtai. Something which shaloi, nigma, melachtai. And that's when the din is the Sachshim Shor B'disha, and it's also the din on the poil. That when is the poil permitted to eat, if he's doing this malacha in the tvur, which is atolish, but it's not nigma malachta. Yotze haboyle b'tamorim v'mafar b'grogis v'ayayim mishiyeh kafe v'hashemim mishiyeh luker. The shemen goes down into the press and the wine. These things are already what nigma malachta is. Nigma malachta. There's no issa that you have to give the poil to. Even though the choyer minasvara, you want to say the svara is that it's a tzar for the poil, you shouldn't allow him not to eat. You can have committed, but this is Zeis HaKosa. My dash miyuchad shaloi bo lezikas hamaisis, afkol dover shaloi bo lezikas hamaisis. It didn't come, again, the same lotion the Gemara is used on Yitchesam and Aleph, for such a thing as zikas hamaisis, there was no loy nigrim b'manachloi, or b'yotza halosh v'amekatev ha'oife, it's bo lezikas hamaisis, when you make the lisha, the teeth and the fiyah, then there's no din that you have to allow the poil to eat. I'm in the Pnei Moshe. In the narrow line, I feel who Toyin al Kseifa. The Einu Mezes Yodov and Aglo Vareza Yoichel. He's all a salary. Now, how many be? No, gotta be mamish like Daesh. Mashmalon, not mamish like Daesh. That's the first man. It only came with the seventh Mitzvah. Shemefarish Eichel Dom Yodov. You're going Oiged ben Aglo v'Masmich. He's making bundles and he's using his feet. V'Osen Gasina Mekamitz Einu Hach. Somehow in this malacha, whatever job that he has, it's included that he has to do his footwork. I feel like safely. Going to Tayin, the ain't mazes mekayim. He just carries it, but he doesn't move it. You don't even know. Kedash. Mizdanas every day. This is Sheta Posig Abishor Hanechsam by when Bishor B'Dishoy the Iskis Toisin Nichsam. The Toisin Nichsam by you show me, you take the shor b'disha, you close the mouth of the shor. It's the same thing when the poil is working. You're not closing the mouth of the poil. It just has to be the same work that he's doing, like by shor. I've called the same thing, but the poil has to be the same type of work. Daish brayse achiti ukukula alme. I said the afina midayish shu miyuchad shu betolish. When you make the plowing of the fields, that's what the behem is doing. So that's a davar tolish. If it is also the dosh means like siv, like sidosh b'chasima, siv like sachshim shabedisha. Says like sachshim shabedisha. Shah because achmana lomali. What does that have to say there? Shah lekushay to make a hekish toisim l'nichsam. L'nichsam l'toisim. Ma nichsam shu shah. When you close up the mouth, it's a nichsam oichel betolish. It's like betolish shows by malacha. That's where it's eating. It's eating from betolish. After isim. Shu Adam, Oichel B'Talish, because by Malacha, when it does a Malacha, it's the same thing by an Adam. Matoisim Oichel B'Mechuba B'Shaz G'ma Malacha, Af Nefzem V'Yofinon, Oy Midayish, Miyuchel Shu Dav Migdulekake, V'Loy Nigma Malachta L'Maisa, B'Shaz G'ma Malacha, Poy Oichel Boy. The Bazach has to be Davar Shloy Nigma Malachta, and it's a Davar Hatol. Yotze Amenachesh B'Shuma B'Tzalim. However, we're coming to exclude. If somebody is working here, b'shuma v'tzalim, these are onions. Shemeis haktanim shenu g'deidim od leodim ben ha'achayim ha'achayim mokom ha'gdulim. Cheinam mesamach b'gafanim b'konim. The same thing when he's working in the field by the grapes. All these things are not considered g'mam malach, and that's after when they have the lav. Yotza achoyle, nomen aleph, you testament aleph. Yotza achoyle she'enu gedule kakev. Somebody who's milking. Is not gdule kaka. Milk is not considered gdule kaka. V'yotza aboyde b'tamarim she'im mechubarim. If the tamarim are still mechubar to the kaka these days, yotza v'gedilam umafridem zemizeh. His work is to take the mechubar the kaka and separate them. So that's not considered the dayish. And it's given as given melachton l'maisa. Dayish, my dayish miyuchad shalei bo lezikas ha'maisa. Another provision is it has to be something which is not Roy Lemaises, where Yafina Midai Shemuychel Shloi Bo Lezikas. Amaises Kloimer L'Shum Zikas Shu Kori B'Shem Truma Zemaises. It doesn't have the Kriya Shem of Truma Maises. I know I've learned the Zikas. The Kriya Truma I've called Yotze Halosh. Somebody's working in the baking process. Shekuva Bo Lezikas Shel Truma. Shekunigum Malach L'Chalas. Nigum Malach L'Chalas. When you make the afiyah, by Lisha you can make it two times, one from the Chala and one from the afiyah. So Mele, but once you losh, it's called the challah. So this is called the Oinus HaMaisa. Zikas HaMaisa, he calls it, because it's not already Mamish the Maisa, but it's calling it's. You could make it Maisa. It's probable to make it. It's possible to make it Maisa. That's enough to disqualify that there's no din of Leisach Shor by the Poil. Then the full minute. Daesh and the base. Yitchesam base. Daesh towards the end. My Daesh double Divya Kolu. Somebody takes off the weeds to pay the tour. He takes out the small ones from the big ones. Why? Because it has to be Dover Atolish. Not if he's moving out the ones with the Rab in the Yofen, that's not considered the ones Daesh by Lasas from Shor Bedisha. So, Azami Poil, it depends what kind of work he's doing. What are the from the Shor? Some a big fanim. He puts underneath, he puts these like sticks underneath it to should go better. So these are the things that he's not going to be allowed to eat. That doesn't give him allowed to eat. It's not the Gemara. Okay, everybody, so I get into it. But this Rambam, I hold it's an eye-opener that this would be Mamash Abshad Allah Lamaisa. It belongs to the Poel, doesn't belong to the Poel. The Mirchel Meisa Badava Poshit, he says that it's not considered that you have enough in the Balabais. Why? Because the Balabais doesn't give it to you, B'chal. You get it in Hashemayim. I'm letting Pshat is that, till I saw this Mirchel, Abich Vashtan, the Pshat in the Gemara is that the Balabais allows you to eat it from his. If he allows you to eat it from his, he doesn't have to give it to you. So if he's Mudaba, no, you're not allowed to do it. You wouldn't be allowed to do it. Mudaba, no, before he made it, they made him a poet. Masha came the way he's learning, the Mechaschinik is learning Sadava Poshit that he's not getting from the Balabais, he's getting in Shemaim Kazochalu. It's not the Balabais, it's not yours. It's both. You don't have rights to take it home. And the Balabais is not also to give it to you as Mudaba, no, because Shemaim, because he's learning, the Santa Zach he's learning that doesn't. Like Matna Skuna, we say Mishamayim Kazochaloy. As I learned that Pshat, I don't know exactly where he got them from. It's a moment, it's a Chayshim Mishmedigadin. It's a Chayshim Mishmedigadin. It's a monashah. Either the Poel is getting it now, it's Matona. Not a Matona, I mean, he's getting it from the Baal, because the Torah is Bechaygu to give it to him, to allow him to eat. Or the Pshat is, he's getting it from, he's eating the Baal Bayis. So this would be Pshat. But the Elant, they got under the Pshat. But Akaponim, this Loshen from the Rambam, I think, is a definition. That does not, but treffen. I guess another those also nicht nur so sagen allein. Okay, so I get into the bus. I get into cold tube. Yeah. I think so. They brought in something. In the middle of the Shia Shirid? In the middle of the Shia Shirid? In the middle of the Shia they brought it, yeah. So,